Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7. Now today, got some more RTA for you guys, and as you can see, we're doing some backseat battling. So, I'm hosting a room here from people that are in my Discord server. If you want to join Discord server, go ahead and click the link to the invite link in the description down below. We love to have you, and I'm going to try doing this more and more so that we can get a bunch of these videos out, because I know you guys love watching these. It's a nice change of pace, it's very casual, and most importantly, it's very fun for the players involved. So we see on the left side Nova Cookie repping the Zeo avatar going up against Remaru, and with the Solitaria avatar, both repping global. Nova from the guild the FTB and Remaru from the guild Waves. Now we see Rem going ahead and picking out the Arwell, which is a very solid pick. Oh, but we see a very aggressive draft coming out on the left side already. Zahak and Acid, so we're gonna see a fast-paced match, potentially, right? Now, Rem can potentially counter here with some good anti-cleave measures. If we see things like Sage Ball would be pretty good here. Other really fast units like Zeo, right, that can take the first turn, cut this Acid, that can prove to be a useful asset. But looking at the pre-bans, we see that Ron, Sea Lilius, and Lionheart Surmia are all banned out. So we're going to see that there's not really going to be that much of a traditional cleave with Ron or Sea Lilius coming out here. But we might see some single target based cleaves coming out on the left side. Aiden's going to get picked out. Into Zahak, it's a little questionable, but Aiden's actually a very strong anti-cleave unit. If the person that's hitting her misses, she's going to AoE counter, and against a lot of squishy units like Acid and Zahak, that could actually finish them all off. Oh, we're going to see Zeo getting picked out on the left side, going to be used in an aggressive draft, which is typically not advised, but maybe Nova Cookie has a plan for him here. It's kind of tough, right, to gauge what Zeo can do, but Zeo could actually be a strong anchor for these types of drafts. He might not be initiating and doing a ton of damage, triggering Closer Charles and all these other things, but Zeo can definitely be doing quite a bit for his team in the long run because of his survivability. Spectre Tenebria getting picked out as well, so we see that Nova Cookie's kind of shifting gears a little bit, right? Picking some steadier, more consistent characters like Spectre Tenebria, as opposed to the more nuke-heavy type of aggressive drafts in terms of Zahak and Acid. But on the right side, we see a pure light team. Okay, so we're going to see the Bellion coming out with the Maid as well, and we see it rounded off with a Shu as a last pick. Leica, though, coming in on the left side. Leica, again, like I mentioned in the previous videos that we've done of this, she is very good at keeping up the pace, keeping the tempo of the match going. Right, so she is very strong at helping follow up and helping finish off some players as well. So Zeo's going to be taking the first turn because he wasn't banned out. He's going to use that S3 and going to silence that Bellion, dealing quite a bit of damage actually. Level 50 Leica going to be following up the Zeo here. Going to be using the S2 target debuff coming out, and we see Zeo going for that S1 attack. He has an attack buff. He's looking pretty good. Aiden going to be slamming that S3 into the Zeo. Will it actually one-shot him? Oh, we see even through the Deify that he is going to get one-shot indeed. This Acid packing so much damage that through a miss, he's able to take out that Aiden. That is insane. But the Aiden was able to help protect the rest of her team with that invincibility, but we're going to see this stun coming out from the Spectre Tenebria. Oh, but the Shu, 15% resisted. Okay, so now the Maid gets to go ahead and pop her revive. This is going to bring back the Aiden on the right side. Now, this is a lifesteal Aiden. She could potentially heal herself back up, but it doesn't look like she might get the chance. Bellion's pretty slow. Shu is going to go ahead and take the turn. Oh, actually, a lot of damage coming out from that Shu. Are we going to see this Aiden get finished off? Leica's going to go ahead and pop her S3, going to go for some sleeps on everybody. Is this going to work here? Oh, but we see the counterattacks coming out, and the Aiden, like I mentioned earlier, doing that anti anti-cleave move, dodging and evading with an AoE strike in return. Rem is going to finish off Nova Cookie and put an end to that aggressive draft. Alright, so we are back with a little change of scenery in the background, and we have Ree on the left side going up against Asperia on the right side. Let's go ahead and see what happens as a result. I do really like that profile picture there on the left. Sharoon getting represented, and on the right side we got the Sage Vivian as well. Both very solid characters, actually. Sharoon might need a little bit of help in future buff patches to make her a little bit more viable, but as she stands, she's a fun unit to use. Okay, but we see the Great Mortelix getting first picked out on the right side here. Actually a very strong unit, cannot be stunned and cannot be slept. He can, however, get provoked, but that is a little bit less of a concern overall. He's pretty good into things like Sage Ball, actually, who is a very common anti-cleave pick nowadays. We see A-Roz getting picked out on the left side here. And what is going to be the follow-up play? A-Roz's defense break is really strong utility, right? Oh, we're going to see a DN coming out as well. Now, this kind of puts Asperia in a little tricky position. Oh, but DJB is a very solid pick into both of these. Both units. A-Roz can put a big chunky barrier on the unit in the back, and DN giving barriers to the whole team. So DJB is a very nice pick. Spectre Tenebria also getting picked out here. I was going to say that DN puts Asperia in a little tricky of a position because Rimuru, which is a very strong counter into DN, cannot really be picked reliably on the right side anymore because Mort was a first pick, right? You don't want to double up on RGB units too early on in the draft. Otherwise, that makes it easy for your opponent to counter your draft just purely based on elemental advantage, and that puts you in a really bad spot because you have 30% less damage against those units. As we can see here, the Cowrick coming out and the Carrot as well, so Asperia just has to pick 2 ice units at the back here, and only one of them can get banned against these 3 fire units on the left side. It's going to be a pretty nice deal. Now, something like Arya could be a pretty good choice. Something like Shu can also work very well and very consistently here. But we're going to see what he goes for on the right side in these last 2 picks. Oh, we see an Arya coming out like I predicted. Who else are we going to see as a follow-up unit here to this Arya? Now, if two ice units are picked here, right, then the last unit on Ree's side would probably end up being something that's Earth, right? And then that means that it's going to get banned out for sure. Asperia, though, hovering over Zeo. Okay, and Zeo is going to get locked in the end. Pretty decent choice against something like Fire Cowrick, actually. Being able to go first, maybe snipe him down, or at the very least push him back and silence him. It's a pretty good utility. Zeo, we might see him sticking around here. Oh, and Ida coming out. Very, very nice. It's an aggressive draft for sure. We're going to see that DN get banned out because without DN's non-attack skills, Ida can't really do all that much to cut here. And if Zeo, since Zeo didn't get banned out, the Arya got banned instead. Oh yeah, so that's going to be quite a bit of an issue. The Arya was a force ban in that case, right? Because there's 3 fire units on the left side. That's why I said don't double up on RGBs too early on, or else you're going to be in a tight spot. Zeo going to be taking that first turn, and oh, we can see DJB, Stene, and Mort going to be following up right after. So Zeo going to be popping that S3, probably onto the Fire Cowrick. Yeah, there we go, silencing him and pushing him back quite a bit. Now DJB gets to go, probably going to, oh, okay, going to be going for the S2, get that extra damage in on that Cowrick. Not going to go for the S3, because I guess the Spectre Tenebria and the Mort are already following up. The S3 would have been nice to push Zeo up, and Zeo would have been able to do quite a bit more in the follow-up as well. Oh, but we see the Spectre Tenebria hitting that Carrot. This is gonna hurt quite a bit, and we can see the Carrot getting finished off, pushing back the Cowrick there, and yeah, this is gonna be quite unfortunate. The Great Mortelix coming out and hitting everyone here. Yeah, there we go. Quite a bit of damage. The Ida is going to be taking a turn, but she is blind, so she can't really do all that much into Mort. And she's going to rip that S3 here. Is she actually going to be able to hit anything? Even if she hits that more, wouldn't be able to stun him. Oh, but very nice. Got that hit onto that Spectre Tenebria. The Roz is now going to be taking the turn. Zio, though, looks like he's doing just fine. Roz is going to be going for that S3. Okay. And Zio now going to be taking the turn. We're going to see what he ends up doing. Finishing off the Ida, and then going out for that follow-up attack, hitting that A-Roz for a bunch of damage. That penetration in his S1 is very, very strong. And many people are building Zio with penetration sets as well for that additional damage on his S1. Spectre Tenebria getting pushed up, and now she's going to be able to finish off the Fire Cowrick as well as hitting the Roz for a ton of damage. And there you have it. Asperia taking the win in this match. Very nicely played. Alright, so here we go. Ree coming in on the right side. Gonna have a little redemption arc here. Going up against Gavin Reed on the left. Let's go ahead and see how this plays out. Okay, so we're going to see in the draft phase, the bans are going to be coming in real shortly, and these bans are going to matter quite a bit. They're going to dictate the pacing of the match, right? We're going to see some cleave units potentially getting banned out, and we're going to see some tanky units potentially getting banned out as well. So we can see here, as I predicted, C. Lilius and Lua, very strong openers getting banned, but as well as Emo Cowrick and a Ravi as well, getting banned out, so that there's not a real threat of cleansers, very strong cleansers, and not a real threat of a strong anchor in the form of a Ravi. We're going to see Dien getting picked out by Ree on the right side, and now we're going to see Gavin Reed respond with 2 picks. Now into Dien, we're going to see that Rimuru is a pretty decent pick. Oh, but A-Roz also very solid as well. So that's going to get snatched up by Gavin on the left side. We're going to see the second pick here. Now, both players seem to be playing quite slow. Oh, actually, I take that back. Amelia dictates kind of a more aggressive draft. You're going to be pushing people up with combat readiness, and there's going to be quite a bit of damage coming in from that attack buff. Spectre Tenebria coming out on the right side. That is going to be pretty good as well. Very neutral pick DPS. Now, the only thing that Spectre Tenebria really fears is that Bellion comes out, and Bellion with her AoE and the prevention and blocking of souls, that is going to be a pretty strong asset to have. Really good at countering the things that Spectre Tenebria hates, right? AoE attacks hitting her, and of course not being able to use her soul burns or her Tagahel's Ancient Book. Now we're going to see Aola get picked out. Aola is actually a very interesting pick here, because if A-Roz uses an AoE, then Aola could potentially cleanse the team and put up a skill null, right? And we also see that Amelia could potentially get silenced by a very fast, very high effectiveness Aola, because most Amelias nowadays are pretty tanky, right? Then we see them close to 18-20k HP, and less so on the resistance. We see Shu, though, getting picked out on the left side is pretty decent, I would say. She doesn't really care about getting silenced by the Aola. Oh, but we see a Solitaria coming out as well. Pretty good at controlling. Has the AoE reach for the Spectre Tenebria as well. Just gotta watch out for Aola and her AoE cleanse, right? That is going to be a thing to be careful of. Now, we see Ree on the right side getting 2 picks now. We're going to see what picks come out here and whether they're going to be very useful. Oh, we see the Fire Cowrick. Very, very nice. That's pretty strong. And we're going to see a last pick coming out here. See what happens. Fire Cowrick is very powerful, but we're going to see. As a DPS into something like Shu, it's going to be quite tough, right? A fire unit like that into ice units, yeah, not going to work out too well. Bellion, though, last pick, as I mentioned earlier, against Spectre Tenebria, it's going to hurt quite a bit. Now we see Maid Chloe as well getting picked out on Ree's side. 2 Soul Weavers, not too shabby. I think if Spectre Tenebria gets banned, Ree is going to be in a bit of trouble. Oh, but we see the Maid Chloe get banned instead, so Spectre Tenebria making it through the draft. We're going to see Shu as a solo DPS. Now Shu can't proc or counters against Spectre Tenebria, so that could be an issue. Okay, let's see what happens now as a result fighting on this sunny beach. we see that Solitaria is going to be taking turn 1, and she is going to be ripping that S3 now into the opponent, and we're going to see her hit that Calric. Ooh, going to be stunning as well. Pretty good damage coming out for a Solitaria, actually. Shu is going to be pushed up by the Amelia, and Shu can now rip that S3. But the problem is, if this does not kill... Oh, no, he's going to go straight for the Aeola. Okay, not ripping an S3 here. Pretty smart to hold off on it. Although it probably wouldn't have been too bad to rip it anyway. Oh, we see a defense break coming out. Shu going for another S1, and Aeola is now down for the count. Spectre Tenebria gets to take a turn though, and she could actually do quite a bit of damage here. Let's see what happens. She's gonna rip that S3 into the Amelia. Does not crit, unfortunately. Ooh, missing some damage there. Otherwise, it would have hurt quite a bit. But now we see Amelia going for the S1. Oh, the dual attack coming in. Oh, and Shu ripping that S2. Oh, that is gonna hurt quite a bit, and that is gonna be unfortunate. Shu is gonna rip that S3 now. We're gonna see the rat coming in and slamming down onto that Spectre Tenebria for quite a bit of damage. And now the Solitaria, though, gonna be going. S1 got debuffs on the DN. Hopefully DN doesn't get stunned here, otherwise she won't be able to cleanse. So there we go. She evades that stun, does get blinded, but an S2 here would help cleanse that Spectre Tenebria and keep her healthy. Nice. Rod of Amaryllis putting some heals out as well. And now the A-Roz gets to take his turn. He's going to S1 here, actually going to be able to strip off the barrier from that DN. And we're going to see the Amelia going to go ahead and push up that Solitaria. Solitaria now with that attack buff. She is going to do quite a bit of AoE damage here, potentially. And see if she can rip that. Oh, okay, very nice. Got that stun off on that DN. The blind on the Spectre Tenebria. Shu's gonna S1. She now has max focus stack, so next turn, then S2 is gonna hurt quite a bit. Oh, a double miss from that blind on the Spectre Tenebria is gonna be tragic. Now we see the A-Roz going for the S1 onto the DN, chipping away at her. Can't hit that Spectre Tenebria because she's permanently stealth. And we see Ree going to be conceding this match now to Gavin Reed. It looks like the Spectre can't really do it in the end. Shu ending up being a little too strong. Alright, so we see Adelaide on the left side going up against Sei on the right. Got a little change of scenery yet again, thinking we can keep things a little fresh out here in this little beautiful garden. So we're going to see on the left side, Germanium is the guild that Adelaide is representing, and Eden is the guild that Sei is representing, the Garden of Eden, huh? Pretty good, right? Pretty good. But both players coming out from the global server are going to be facing off against each other. We see Lua, Greenlot, Solitaria, and Fire Corvus getting banned out. Oh, that's going to be quite interesting to see what happens. Oh, we see Arya getting picked on the right side here. Starting off with an Arya is pretty bold because she has a lot of strong earth counters, right? We see things like Rimuru and things like Landy that can absolutely destroy her. Oh, but we're gonna see a Teiyu get picked out on the left side along with the Celilias. Now that is what I like to see. Let's see how Sei follows up with this. Now Teiyu can actually get enraged if the opponent uses a non-attack skill, which is a core of Arya's kit. We see Bellion getting picked out though. Even though there are no mages, no souls on the left side, Bellion is pretty good, seeing that Teiyu tends to be a little bit on the squishier side, right? He is not usually built as a bruiser. And we see Shu as well. Oh, so the right side is just gonna have a ton of not damage, but a ton of bulk tanking up here. And we're going to see the Ludwig as well getting put in, along with the Zahhak. Okay, so countering the two ice units that are in here, that is very nicely picked. We're going to see Fire Ravi and Earth Charles getting picked out on Sei's side. I am so sorry, Adelaide. As much as I love your draft in Teiyu right now, I see an Earth Charles, and I gotta vote for Sei here. So that is going to be pretty nice. Zahhak going to get banned out along with the Fire Ravi. Okay, the Fire Ravi getting banned out is kind of expected because of all the Earth units on on the left side. But now we're going to see that C. Lilius gets to open up here, gets to put Vigor buff on everybody. Now, the awkward thing is, all of Sei's units are very slow, and Teiyu actually gets to just go. So we're going to see what he does here. Does he rip anything, or does he just go for an S1? Perhaps just going for an S1 here, as there's nothing to really dispel. Yeah, so going for the S1, actually pretty good damage onto that Shu. Nothing to laugh at here. The Ludwig is going to go, oh, the S2 does so much damage into Charles, putting out the stun, giving Ludwig that invincibility. Seaside Bologna going to be going for an S3, slamming down those big giant whales, and look at those debuffs being stacked. Oh my god, that's insane. Bellion's going to counter, but is that really to the advantage of Sei, because Bologna now slaps back, and down goes Charles. Now everyone's unbuffable, and here we see that Shu is going to have a pretty difficult time here. Yeah, she's going to be going for an S1. There's no reason to really S3, because anti-crit buff won't be applied to anyone here, and same thing with the Arya, right? Forced to go for an S1 here, can't go for an S3, as Teiyu's going to get enraged and push himself up, and also the fact that Arya has unbuffable, so it's not really going to do anything. Oh, but the Ludwig coming in for the massive cleave to end things off. Adelaide making quick work of Sei's team. Ludwig, you love to see it. Alright, so now we have Minus Dark on the left side going up against Asperia on the right. Let's go ahead and see how these two match up. Now, this is going to be quite an interesting show, I believe. Both players are very solid at the game, very experienced in RTA as well, having made their way through the ranks. Minus actually has climbed all the way up through Emperor several times, so let's see how this plays out. Armo getting banned along with Aola, DJB, and Rimuru. Okay, with Rimuru getting banned, a lot of things actually become more useful. So let's see what happens. A-Rod's getting picked out on the right side. Oh, but we see an Ilinov getting picked out with Bad Cat Armin. Oh boy, that is gonna be some spicy stuff. Are we gonna see Ilinov continuously counter due to the Bad Cat Armin? That would be nice. I would love to see it. But on the right side now, we get a chance to retaliate. It's an early Ilinov pick, so she can be punished with things like Shu. Very solid ice unit that can also deal quite a bit of damage, and also carries a bunch of bulk as well, right? So we'll see. She also gets to buff her own immunity, which means that Batcat Armin won't be able to provoke her very consistently. So she's a very powerful unit here. I would say that Arya is also pretty good into the Ilinov. She's a single target unit, and being forced to attack an Arya who has a counterattack buff could prove to be quite fatal. So as we can see here, Arya is actually going to get picked out along with Destina. So Asperia is going to be tanking down here. Oh, but we see Teiyu getting picked into this Arya along with a Rylet. That's a very offensive draft on Minus's side. No real support units getting picked out. Oh, but we see a Pirate Captain Flan, and you guys know how much I love Flan as a character. So we're going to see her get picked out on the right side along with the great Mortelix, rounding out the draft. So on Minus's side, one last pick. Is he going to go for a support unit, or, okay, going to go for a last pick support in the form of ML Calric. Very solid, actually, into Pirate Captain Flan, being able to put the immunity buff up, along with some cleanses, CR pushes, and strips. Potentially stripping any buffs that Mort puts on the team or A-Roz puts on the team. Can actually counter Arya quite well if you build effectiveness, but all that is going to go out of the room here, thrown out the window, because ML Calric is going to end up getting banned. Pirate Captain Flan also getting banned here because it would be quite bad to be stunned, especially because Pirate Captain Flan is actually pretty good into the Rylet, being able to plant bombs on him and detonate even on miss. Okay, but we see Teiyu actually opening up here, going for an S1. Not bad damage into the Arya. We're seeing that Teiyu actually packs quite a punch. The only problem is he's quite squishy himself. So he's, because he went first, he actually kind of outsped all of the other units on Asperia's side. It's not going to work out too well here. Counterattack from Ilinov, very nice. Good damage coming out, and injury as well. We're going to see that injury might prove to be quite strong in this matchup, preventing Destina, when she revives from reviving people with too much HP, so they'll be easy to deal with. And we're also going to see that Destina won't be able to heal as much, right, because of all the injury that will stack up over time. A-Roz went into the Teiyu for a dual attack, and we're going to see Mort now take off his shirt, going to stomp on everybody with his dragon form. Going to be doing, oh, critting everyone! Oh gosh, that's a lot of damage, even onto that Rylait. Ilanov going to be countering, unfortunately not with an enhanced attack, but that will be fine here. We're going to see Bad Cat Armin going for her S3, going to go ahead and hit that Aria here. Gonna give everyone a little barrier. Oh, the Rylait going in. Look at that damage from this Rylait. Ton of damage here, and gonna hit the Aria, heal up a ton of health. Aria's gonna pop that S3, so now she is gonna be stealth. Ooh, that's actually gonna be pretty bad for this Ilanov, unless she can crit here, but she is gonna pop that S3 now. Gonna go ahead and say, hey, if I'm gonna have to hit you anyway, might as well hit some people out of stealth. Unfortunately, didn't hit anyone really out of stealth there. Everyone still got their barrier going on. Aria going up with the follow-up attack. This could be devastating. Ooh, stripping a lot of buffs off that Bad Cat Armin and the Ilanov. Rylait fortunately dodging though. Oh, and the dual attack there from the Mortelix onto the Ilanov. That is going to hurt quite a bit. We're going to see the Destina going to heal up that Mort, push him up. Okay, he's going to take another turn. Let's see who he ends up going for here. Bad Cat Armin is gonna be pretty, yeah, not gonna be a really good target to go for in the end, because it could proc Rylait, right, getting him to counterattack here. We're gonna see the Bad Cat Armin going ahead and with the S2 attack. Oh, procking so many counters though. That is so unfortunate. Ilanov also gonna get finished off by the Aria. That is so unfortunate. And we see Rylait just hitting. Oh my god, the Elder is coming out from the Mort. Okay, we're gonna see him go into the Aria again, but the anti-crit buff saving her here. Mortelix with that anti-crit. Oh, that's gotta be devastating for Minus, but well played to both players. Alright, so for our last match of the day, we're going to see Nova going up against King Neptune. And with double pre-bans, let's go ahead and see how this matchup fares. Alright, so on the pre-ban screen, we're going to see, hopefully, oh, okay. Oh, as we do have some pretty interesting pre-bans here. We got Ron and C. Lilius getting banned out. Double C. Lilius is getting banned, actually, along with a Rimuru getting banned out as well. Alright, Zeo first pick, something I do not encourage, but Nova going ahead for that Zeo on the right side. King Neptune tanking up already with an FCC and a Spectre Tenebria. Oh, we have Archdemon, Shadow, and Bellion getting picked out. That's really strange for Zeo to get picked out along with these guys. Well, we'll see what happens as a result. But the Rowana coming out is such a solid play. That Bellion could be on counter, and even if she's not, she's typically on Elbrus. We also see the Archdemon coming out here with the follow-up attack that's AoE. Yeah, that Rowana is definitely going to be hurting quite a lot for Nova, but Nova's going for a theme here. We see a lot of villains. Oh, all the main bosses of the story. Zeo, right? Archdemon. We see Bellion, and we see Straze. Aiden turning to the dark side, gonna be helping out those villains there on the left. And we're gonna see Rylait coming out on the right side, along with a potential Ed pick. Ed could be interesting, although not that great into Straze or Aiden. Okay, good. We're gonna see a Solitaria come out instead. Yeah, Ed wouldn't have been too great into the Archdemon either, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, we didn't see, yeah, that's right. I think Adelaide mentioned in the top right corner, as you can see in the chat box there, we don't see Arbiter Vildred coming out for Nova. That's a little missed opportunity there, but I like to think of the fact that Aiden has turned to the dark side, right? We're gonna get a dark specialty change for Aiden sometime down the line where she gets corrupted. Hey, who knows? Zia's gonna get banned out, and Rowana is a force ban as well. Rowana would have kind of shut down what the left team is gonna try to accomplish here. Okay, but we see the Solitaria coming out with the first turn because Zeo was actually banned, and Solitaria is going to rip that S3. Who is going to get stunned here? I believe it should be the Straze. No, going to go for the Aiden. That's kind of strange. We see a counterattack coming out here. Not a ton of damage because the FCC's barrier, but Aiden now going to be able to nuke something, and we might see her hit that FCC for a ton of damage. Okay, nope, gonna go for the Rylet instead, gonna miss, and he's gonna counter. Wow, it's just evasion versus evasion right now. Straze gonna go, pop that S3 here, might actually delete this FCC, we don't know. Oh, deleting that FCC, 34,000 damage, that is quite a bit here. And we're going to see that Spectre Tenebria rip that S3 into that belly and going to stun her, make sure she doesn't do anything a little too suspicious. And now everyone is invincible, so Rylet's going to go for the 8 and actually crits her. Oh boy, the battle of evasion ends with one getting crit. That's how evasion matches always tend to end, actually. But we see Archdemon now sealing the Rylet. Uh-oh, that is going to be pretty bad here, especially if this ends up stripping. Nope, but we do see a blind coming in on the Rylet, unfortunately. Now he's not able to not going to be able to gain stacks because he is sealed, and he's one away from doing that extra attack. Oh, but Straze getting stunned there. Very clutch play from that Solitaria. Okay, Spectre Tenebria gonna go ahead and hit the Straze. Gonna do quite a bit of damage actually as well. Let's see what the Archdemon can do here. Gonna hit that Rylet again. Oh, that dual attack from the Bellion is gonna hurt so much. And it looks like the villains are just gonna win in the end here. Straze with that S2 finishing off the Solitaria. And that is gonna do it. Nova taking the cookie for the win. So with that being said, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe for more Epic 7 content, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what I can do to improve. And until next time, take care.